What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And today, we're dealing with the 90-Day Fiance reality series. Now, again, this is TLC series. Very, very popular, right? And it deals with people from the States that go overseas and want to get, you know, let's say a visa for their, love interest. Typically, it revolves around a few things. The person's typically, not always, but it could be white. Typically, the person is much older, right? And the person that's much older is the white person. The person that is much younger is typically the poor person. And typically, the person that's in these countries are poor, have no skills, and are desperate to get out of there to go to someplace else. That typically is always what's going on. And in this case, it's no different in the case of Lisa Hamme, right? Or Hamme, I don't know how you pronounce her name, but she's a Caucasian lady that's out of the state of New York, Pennsylvania. She's from Pennsylvania, right? And she was a hospice nurse. Now what happened, she was on Facebook one day, and his brother by the name of Umar, right, or Usman, he is a guy that's a Muslim, so I'm assuming that I don't know if he's from the north of Nigeria, but he got into her DMs, okay? So let's just start right there. We all know that most of us on Facebook, we have gotten messages from Africans, random. What's up, how you doing? And we always know what that's about, right? Whenever an African person messages you on randomly, it's not like you the first person they doing this to. They're trying to get money, scam money, or whatever. So, but it worked, right? He basically got into her inbox. She's an older looking woman. And basically when he got in her inbox, they started talking and they started having a relationship. What I pretty much think is, she started sending him money. She started doing that. And this guy who's in probably abject poverty, he's trying to be a rapper. So obviously, I'm not saying that he's not serious. And his rap name is Soulja Boy, right? I think that what he's looking for is, I'm trying to get an older white woman, trying to get the bag up. I don't really want to work for anything. I'm lazy. That's kind of what I get. So she ends up going to Nigeria. And people complain about how she bosses him around and she pretty much uses her power over him, and things like that. And the guy is pretty much a simp, okay? But what has been told here is she admitted calling Usman the N-word, right? And she's cried about it on an interview, on an Instagram live. She said that, she admitted to it. She's called him a racial slurs, but she said that he doesn't have any problem with it, right? It's her husband. And a lot of people are upset in the Western world. But I want to tell you why Usman doesn't have a problem with her calling him the N-word. And I'm a dial it back to why a lot of Africans don't want or don't care about somebody calling her the N-word. The answer is simple. He's not an African American, okay? That's the reason why he can still stay with her. Now, I'm pretty sure there are some brothers in relationships with white women that, have called them that, and they are probably still with her. But the reason why it doesn't affect him, the racial slurs, he's not from our culture. See, when Lisa tries to call somebody from Africa those names, they don't feel it the same way. They just don't, Like a lot of Africans in America, if you call them that, they're like, well, you're not talking about me, you're talking about African Americans. And see, a lot of African Americans are very pissed off at her because we know what she's trying to imply. And what she wants to do is, you wanna benefit off of a young black guy. You like it when y'all doing whatever you're doing. But when you get mad at him, you want to call him the N-word. Now, she did say this. Dating music It is said if you sin and you apologize and you pray for forgiveness, it is forgiven. So my husband and I, it is a private matter between him and I. Because they are not going to drop it, and it's sad. Because the world needs to be united. We are human beings. She continues to say, dating music. I have a lot of love for the world. Anyone who knows me personally from the show, during the show and after the show, truly know that's what I'm about. She started crying, right? It just bothers me that there's so many hateful people in the world. We have people dying every day. I made the mistake of saying the N-word. I apologize several times, but you still want to come at me? Huh? I added that part. This is something between my husband and I, but I'm here to take your abuse. So, let me talk about that. I want to dial it back. Lisa lives in America, okay? And I don't know how many times that she's called him that, but I'm pretty sure it's not the first time. Okay? And here's a situation that won't be the last time. But see, this is what happens, you know, for a lot of you brothers out there. When you allow women to have more than you allow women to take care of you. And this is an important point. Woman makes more money than you. Something like this comes out, even in the same race. Because when a woman has more than you and she's running things, you're depending on her for some kind of support. You lazy, you ain't nothing, you a F-boy, you start getting abused, right? And a lot of brothers are out here in relationships with women who have more to offer. And typically, and we always know this, women who typically make more than their husbands or have more money than their husbands are not as attractive as guys who have more money than their wives who make less. It's just a given, right? Very rarely will you see a brother out there that has a girl, his girl makes more than him, his girl is fine. And I mean, you're just not gonna see it. It doesn't happen. So I wanted to mention that also. You know, this guy, I'm not saying he deserves to be called out of his name, right? Because it's a name that he doesn't adhere to. But he's lost his manhood at the same time. And he's in this position just so he can have a white woman. I want to say this, right? And I know I'm kind of bouncing here because there's so many themes going on in this. A lot of brothers will take certain abuses from white women that you would never take from black women. Some of you would date white women that don't look as good that you wouldn't date with black women. And I'm pretty sure, right, if you were to, you know, you were to listen to him talk about women from Nigeria, he probably would be trashing them to Lisa or whatever. And typically when people, and I want to talk about this, if you are a person and you talk down on your own people and you go to other races of people, they're going to talk down on you. And I can guarantee you, you know, she probably would have asked him one day like, yo, you know, why you not with a woman in Nigeria? Oh, all they want is money. They're not good women. They're not good people. All they want to do is wear weaves. So when a person knows that you don't have any respect for yourself, then you go into this mantra as to what you're going through. And we gotta be honest about this. This is very serious business. Very serious business. And let me jump back to her. You're not sorry. You're from America. You know the relationship issues between whites and blacks. You use the N-word anyway. And now you want to come out and play a victim. If you have a lot of love for people in the world, if we're all human beings, why call them the N-word then? Why get with somebody that's so poor and black that you would have this disdain for him. And I'm gonna tell you another thing too, right? A lot of people are mad at the situation because she can't get who she wants to get. This is the best she can do, and she's really mad at herself for having to be right now where she's at in life. But you know, that's just my takes on it, brothers. What do you guys think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Jump. I want you to go ahead and like the video, subscribe, hit the bell on this channel. I really appreciate all that you brothers are doing. You guys are really booming up the channel. Go to the first comment pinned to the top to get my Patreon information, the Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts, all of which I really appreciate. I thank you so much. As you brothers know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I really thank you for the support. Peace.